and welcome to Cavs Daily, presented by FanArc. I'm your host, Paul Williams. Appreciate you guys all coming along for the ride, and you have found the one-stop shop for everything Cleveland Cavaliers. If there's updates on injuries, transactions, whatever it is, this is the place you will find the day-to-day business and operation information about your Cleveland Cavaliers. And with that, there was some exciting news that came out in the last few days. The Cleveland Cavaliers have been selected as one of only two Eastern Conference teams to play on Christmas Day, as they will be actually kicking off the 5-game slate, heading to Madison Square Garden to take on the New York Knicks. What I think about that is it says a lot about the Cavs and the way we're now perceived around the league. Only the marquee teams and the biggest names get to play on that stage on Christmas Day. So it is an honor for the Cleveland Cavaliers organization, and it's going to be exciting to see where we're at that time. And obviously, waking up to Christmas Day and then having your Cavs playing right there at noon Eastern, it's exciting. So the Cavs will be there. They will be in New York against the other team that, at least out of the Eastern Conference, is looking like one of the favorites to make the finals. The New York Knicks have a top 5 odds to win the championship, and outside of us, they are at least looked at as the main contender to represent the East. So it will be a good challenge, a good kind of measuring stick game to see exactly where the Cavaliers are at on December 25th. Win or lose, I think it's way more important than that, as the Cavs have a bunch of guys that haven't played on a stage like Christmas Day. Yeah, they've gotten to the second round of the playoffs, and that is great experience. But I don't know. Christmas Day is a little bit different, and it'll be good for the young guys like Evan Mobley to get that experience. And also, hopefully, Darius Garland, who hasn't played on Christmas Day. Donovan Mitchell has played twice on Christmas Day. He's 2-0. Scoring at least 30 points in both of those games. So we will have one veteran that has played on Christmas Day. But outside of that, it'll be fun to see all the guys get what I think is very well-deserved shine and a national media attention. So, yeah, the Cavs will be kicking off Christmas Day action December 25th at 2 p.m. in New York. Outside of just this year's Christmas Day game, the Cavs do have a lot of Christmas Day history. They've played in 14 previous Christmas Day games. They are an exact 500 team during that time, as they are 7-7 in their history on Christmas games. Their last Christmas game came back in 2017, as the Cavs were wrapping up a trio of Christmas games in the 3 preceding years against the Golden State Warriors. The Cavs lost that game, but the year before, in 2016, I'd say, if not the most memorable Christmas game for Cavaliers fans, it's top 3, I think, for everyone. Fresh coming off the 2016 championship, the Cavaliers took on the new-look Golden State Warriors with Kevin Durant. They were obviously a powerhouse, and it was a great game, as Cleveland was rocking, as you would expect. And, yeah, the Cavs were able to pull it off late. It was a familiar finish, as Kyrie Irving hit the game winner over Klay Thompson, and the Cavs knocked down, at least for that Christmas Day, the Kevin Durant and Steph Curry-led Warriors. Outside of that being one of the greatest moments in Christmas Day history for the Cavaliers, if you think back to LeBron James's rookie year against the Orlando Magic, with Tracy McGrady running the show for them, Tracy McGrady and LeBron James put on a show like no other. They went to overtime, where the Magic ended up winning the game. But just seeing a rookie LeBron go head-to-head with a star, a true bona fide star like Tracy McGrady, it was great to see. LeBron finished with 34 and 6. Tracy McGrady finished with 41, 11 and 9. So, I mean, well-deserved victory that day for Tracy McGrady. But it was just an awesome time watching the Cavs play on Christmas Day with the rookie LeBron James. And then 6 years later, a much more matured and a much more established LeBron James led the Cleveland Cavaliers to a big victory against the Los Angeles Lakers on Christmas Day in 2009. If you do think back to that day, the final score is even a little deceiving as the Cavs did get the victory as they beat the Lakers, but I feel like the Cavs did not. The final score does not do justice. The final score was 102 to 87, but the Cavs really dominated that game, and it got to the point where the fans in LA were throwing things on the court, booing their own team, and yeah, it was a fun ride if you were a Cavs fan that day, and that will also be for sure a moment in Cavs lore as Christmas Day is concerned, at least. That was a very fun Christmas Day for the Cleveland Cavalier organization. The Cavs first played on Christmas all the way back in 1970 as they fell to the Cincinnati Royals before playing again in the 70s, this time in 1976 on Christmas, lost again to the Bullets. But the very next year, the Cavaliers were an up-and-coming team, and they took on the Buffalo Braves on Christmas in 1977, got their first ever Christmas Day victory. From there, they won their next 3 Christmas Day games, and yeah, that kind of led into the LeBron era where there was a lot of Christmas Day action for the Cavs. And one of the most interesting thing about the Cavs Christmas Day history is when you come to Cleveland on Christmas, you're probably not getting the win as a road team. The Cleveland Cavaliers are 6-0 on Christmas Day at home, which just says a lot about the organization and the fan support. They are 1-7 on the road, and this game is on the road, but I mean, it's a new age. I don't think that history will have too much of an effect on this game coming up in the 2025 Christmas Day slate. And also, just speaking about that time of year, as we'll be getting ready to transition into the new year, almost midway through the NBA season, a lot of teams say that's when the season starts. So I've really been wondering, what Darius Garland will the Cleveland Cavaliers have on Christmas Day? I mean, most reports say he should be back by then, but with the toe injury, you saw how it affected him before he had surgery in June, as he did not look like himself at all in the playoffs. You have to wonder, especially with the Cavs being such a dominant regular season team last year, will they really take it easy on Darius and give him time to come back strong and acclimate with the team? Or by Christmas, will Darius Garland be all the way back, playing 30 minutes a game, being his normal all-star self? It'll be very interesting to see as the Cavaliers have saw different versions of Darius Garland depending on if he was fully healthy, what he was dealing with on and off the court, things of that nature. And Darius Garland is an all-star point guard, a young all-star point guard who has a ton of value to this Cleveland Cavalier team. So it'll be interesting to see if the Cavs do have their all-star point guard by Christmas Day. And also, with Darius Garland at least expected to miss some of the beginning of the regular season, will Lonzo Ball be able to establish himself as a great spot starter for Darius Garland? Will he be able to put in 25 minutes a game and play most of the games to open up the season? That's another big thing to watch as far as the Darius Garland injury goes. It affects more than just him. Even guys like Craig Porter or Jalen Tyson, who showed he can facilitate the ball in the summer league. Maybe they'll get a shot if it does take Darius a little longer to get back. So just something to also stay tuned on as the Cavs start to really get into the 25-26 season. And speaking of getting into the 25 and 26 season, where will the Cavs stand as we head into the new year of 2026 after the Christmas Day game? Around that time when the NBA is really transitioning to the All-Star break and then the second half of the season, where will the Cavs stand going into that time? I think, especially looking back to last year, the Cavs were 30-4 going into the new year, which was a record-breaking pace. It was top 7 of all time. Don't know if I see that for the Cavs this year, especially with Darius Garland at least missing some time and the Cavs having to acclimate a few new guys. I don't know if we'll be that dominant, but I do see the Cavs once again coasting to the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference. And I think by the time we flip the calendar to the new year, the Cavs will have a little cushion. The Knicks might be right there fighting with them. There could always be a surprise team. but I do really think this Cavalier team is just built to win games. And if we can get that to translate into playoff victories, is still yet to be seen. But if we're just talking about where the Cavs may stand uh, early, midway through the season, I feel really good about them being a top two team in the Eastern Conference, and I'd put my money on the number one seed at that time. And that would be, at least in my eyes, the time the Cavs really start to kind of pull away with the number one seed and more so focus on OKC, who I think will also still be a dominant regular season team, to see who could get that number one overall seed for the finals. So I think the Cavs will be fine and in a great spot even without Darius Garland to start the season. You never know what injuries will come or what could happen game by game, so nothing's set in stone. But I feel good about saying the Cavs will be the number one team in the Eastern Conference by the time 2026 rolls around. And I think we're going to be once again very excited for the playoffs, but very tepid with our expectations because of what happened last year. With that, that's going to do it for this episode of Cavs Daily. I truly appreciate anyone who's still along for the ride, still listening to me ramble about the Cleveland Cavaliers. I really appreciate that. I would really like to hear from you guys, whether it's positive feedback, negative, whatever it is. I do want to engage the NBA and sports. It's all about community. That's why we're all here. So I would love to maybe fix the things you guys would tell me to fix, and also just share your opinion as being a fan. Your opinion matters just as much as anyone else's. So hopefully I can start hearing from you guys more. And with that, I am out of here. Appreciate your guys' time, and I hope to see you with me tomorrow. I promise I'll be here.